This time on Patriot Games. The Patriot crew are in Colorado for their very own snowy adventure.
Wow, that is amazing, dude. You could never get away with this stuff in Australia.
The mountains are getting higher and the trails more narrow, but this time they'll be in very capable hands.
You just really shouldn't think too much about it. You should just move through it.
They saved the best trail till last. And the impossible happens. Justin is actually speechless.
I could cry. Like, I could seriously cry. Sheet metal was my livelihood, but I never thought I'd be building gear like this. Every week, we turn tons of steel into rolling works of art. Some of the toughest gear in the world comes out of this factory. Building this gear is only half the fun. No one tests like we do.
Go, girl. Woo-hoo! One more. Yes.
What just happened?
Well done, buddy. That's it.
My passion has taken my family to the edges of the earth. Life's a game. We know how to play it. Patriot Games.
After yesterday's sketchy high-altitude conditions, it looks like the weather gods are smiling down on the Patriot Campers crew as they head back into the high mountains of Colorado's Alpine Loop.
Today our USA team had a really special adventure in store. We were going out to do the iconic Alpine Loop. All right, buddy, the Alpine Loop.
Yep,
Fill us in.
we're
What's the
here.
plan?
So Alpine Loop's about 60 miles worth of trail that loops around one side of the mountain and then comes back around the other side. So Engineer, Cinnamon Pass, and about 65 miles thereabouts. Lots of cool scenery, lots of history. It's pretty gnarly passes and stuff. It's gonna be a good time.
Is this going to top what we did yesterday? Do you reckon this is going to be better than what we did yesterday or what?
I don't think we'll get the blizzard, but other than that, this will be pretty cool. You'll love this. This is kind of like one of the iconic trails for the whole country. I mean, everybody's got it on their bucket list to do the Alpine Loop. So it's one of like the top 10.
I think this is one of the most iconic destinations for the entire world, man.
Yeah.
Not just America. Like, we've heard about this back in Australia, and this is something we've wanted to do for a long time.
Yeah.
As Sarah and the boys work out which trail to take around the Alpine Loop, Justin has a surprise up his sleeve, and it looks like this 2-car convoy is about to become 3.
What?
Miss Parker's going to get a friend.
No, Miss Parker.
This is a big Toyota.
Miss Parker don't need friends.
It's not a
She
rumor.
got it.
Miss Parker don't need no friends. All right, let's go hang out. We'll wait for him. Hopefully he'll be on time.
Yep.
Justin doesn't have to wait long before the next car pulls around the winding mountain roadway alongside the Ram and the black truck.
Justin, you got a copy?
Buddy, look out.
All right.
Got hooked up with Justin and Sarah just about maybe 6 months ago. We started a conversation about, having some common interest in overlanding and working together on a build. And here we are about 6 months later with that finalized build.
How you going, man?
Good, how are you guys?
Good to see you, brother.
Good to
How
see
you
you.
been?
Good, I've been really good.
You been good?
Hello, how are you?
We're adding a new member to the team today. Clay from Expedition Overland, a good mate of mine, was coming along for the trip. How's the trip, man?
Good, it just did
Good?
260 Ks of dirt,
Yeah.
which was awesome.
Awesome.
Giving this girl the rundown.
You're starting to give it the beat down.
Yeah, just shaking it out, figuring out
Yep.
what works, learning how to move in, and
Yep.
It's really good to run into Clay again. I do wish Rochelle, his wife, was here. We're all into the same kind of stuff. We've known each other for a year now, and it's great being out with him.
It's a lot bigger than I thought, dude.
is it?
Yeah, it's a lot bigger than I thought, man. They are a big truck.
They are a big truck, and that rear door is bigger than the front door, which is sitting in the back seat. It's like a limousine back there.
Matty's been pretty excited, rolling around in Miss Parker, the only truck in America with a P-Core back. But today, he was going to get a surprise, and Miss Parker was going to be introduced to Trinity.
Clay and the team from Expedition Overland have worked closely with Patriot Campers for the past 12 months. And earlier in the year, Justin sent his lead designer Jack over to help build the silver Tundra nicknamed Trinity. Expedition Overland have built a reputation as the authority on overlanding in the USA. So who better to test out all of the gear coming out of Patriot HQ on the Gold Coast?
You know, one thing at Patriot we do pretty well.
Just from my view back here.
What's that?
We build some good-looking trucks.
Yes, you do.
It's a hard choice from back here between the Ram and the Tundra, I tell you.
So today we're going to start off with a little surprise. It's called Mineral Creek, and it's the access up to Engineer Pass. And it's a little bit gnarly, more so than anything we've done while we've been here. So I've kind of kept it to myself, and gonna get to see how that old black truck really does.
You guys don't get the Tundra in Australia, is that right?
No, we don't. We've got a few companies that bring it in as a low volume import, but I don't know how well it'll do in Australia because we're kind of diesel mad over there, you know?
Yeah, I don't blame you. Diesel's pretty nice.
We've been working on this project back in Australia for quite a few months. Now, Clay, he does a lot of touring right around the globe. He knows what he wants, and when he saw the back on the P-Core tray, he had to have one.
This year we had the opportunity to build the last body-on-frame platform available for adventure travel and overlanding. So the next obvious choice for us would be the Tundra. And with a full-size platform, we started looking around and making decisions on how we wanted to outfit that. And the Patriot camper was our obvious first choice.
But that's a nice rig, man. I really like it.
Thank you.
You know, Tundra's all right. I mean, it's it'll do. You know, Miss Parker might have had a second thought for a second, but then we go up, you know, leading the trail, blazing the path. We're good.
The schoolyard banter about who's got the best build is cut short as the trail gets gnarly. Time to push your money where your mouth is, boys.
Heading up Mineral Creek, I felt a little bit more at home. The black truck started working, we had suspension flexing all over the place, and it was good to see the Tundra working in front and the Ram leading the crew. This is a little bit tougher.
Yeah,
This is good.
a lot more rockier.
Yeah.
Flexing the Tundra for the first time, you're learning new sounds. You're like, okay, this is what this feels like. That's what that sounds like. We've been driving more narrow vehicles for years now, so getting into the Tundra, it's providing some new challenges. And so far, with what we got built, it's bomber.
Come on, boys, y'all keep those Toyotas purring.
Miss Parker's ready to climb.
Miss Parker is ready to climb with 1,000 foot-pounds of torque.
She's been climbing up everything that day, but I've got 488.
I think it's gonna make Justin and Sarah both nervous. Probably Sarah more, because she'll admit it, and Justin will just, you know, bravo through it and pretend like he's not nervous, but he's gonna be scared looking out over those drops.
This is looking like a little bit better sort of wheeling stuff, Matt.
Yeah, this one starts off right at the beginning, so you're gonna enjoy this one. Just wait a couple more switchbacks, you're gonna love it.
The only way over these tight and technical tracks is at a crawl. The black truck is no stranger to narrow and steep trails, but what's about to come next is unlike anything the black truck and its passengers have ever seen.
Hey, you remember yesterday when we were talking about your steering wheel being on the wrong side of the road?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, look out here. Here's the second to your right. You're going to get to see that coming long before any of us.
Oof.
So I've got the upper hand as far as wheel placement goes through here, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's two ways to look at it. Upper hand on wheel placement or...
The disadvantage by being able to see your wheel going on.
The lower hand on death.
I'm actually glad I'm on this side.
The convoy of overlanding trucks are traversing the infamous Alpine Loop in Colorado, and Justin, Matt and Clay are about to hit the first serious section of dangerous mountain driving. There's no margin for error on these tight tracks, and the radio banter turns sober.
You remember yesterday when we were talking about...
Your steering wheel being on the wrong side of the road?
Yeah, got it. Now, Matty was telling me about this one section on Mineral Creek. I wasn't really prepared for what Matty had in store for us. Wow, that is amazing, dude. The track's getting tighter, and I'm at a disadvantage being on the right-hand side because I'm that close to the edge.
This is a county road.
Damn.
This is like a gazetted road. How's that wide truck feel now, Clay?
I was just thinking, I was just in Bolivia on the death road this last
Yeah, no way.
So I kind of kept that one to myself, kept it in my back pocket, you know, just to see the look on Justin's face when we came around the corner. On the flip side of that, I didn't quite remember how narrow it really was, so it kind of got me a little bit of pucker also. Miss Parker's a bit wide in the hips, and we got pretty close to the edge and to the cliff wall.
How am I looking on the right there?
Yeah, you got plenty of room on the right here, man. You got probably half a foot.
But it never ceases to make you think twice about where your tire placement is, and never get to, you just really shouldn't think too much about it. You should just move through it.
This is, I'm not scared, but this is nerve-wracking.
I've got the rear view mirror scraping on that side wall, but I'm happy that it's more to that side than over Justin's.
Guys are all white knuckle grabbing steering wheels. I hold on to the truck, we're worried. I don't know what's going on. Justin's freaking out in the back.
The problem is, you put one tire in the wrong spot, it is death.
Okay, stop talking about it.
There's no coming back from that. It's over.
The tire's in the right spot. Pay attention.
It is well and truly over if you put a tire off, huh?
Oh my gosh.
Do you want to drive it a bit?
No!
Why not?
Cause I'm about to jump out on this side.
This is epic.
The cars nervously creep around the last cliff face of the Mineral Creek Trail and head on to more even ground. It's time to do some wheeling on the Alpine Loop.
Now, these boys have got two brand new trucks. The Tundra's just been completed, and so's the Ram. They're getting to know what their vehicles are capable of, but me and the black girl, this is what we do best.
Hey, you're gonna chit-chat all day, or we...
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Come on, Miss Parker, let's see what you got.
Oh yeah, that looks cool, man. I can see it from back here.
I enjoy wheeling like this. I don't get to do it a lot. Typically in my years past, I've been doing a lot of long distance miles covering countries. So whenever I get into a spot where I can slow down and kind of smell the roses a little bit and get some wheeling done and feel the flexing of the trucks and really see what the capabilities of the trucks are, it's a lot of fun.
As the altitude climbs, the convoy make their way up Engineers Pass along the switchback turns that line the side of the mountain. It's a slow, tight and technical trail that will really test these big rigs out.
These switchbacks are amazing, and they were put in because of all the mining that happened here in Colorado, and because of that, they were built for much smaller vehicles at the time, you know, wagons and things like that. So these switchbacks are really tight, and it really causes you to have to think about where you're going to put your tires, and when you start your turn on these, you know, tight turns, and in big trucks, turning radius is a big deal, and it's been fun to see who can make it on a single turn and who has to back up.
Now, having been involved in both of these USA builds, it was pretty cool for me to sit back and watch what these trucks were capable of. So, Matt, there's a little bit of wheeling going on here, dude. This is different to yesterday.
Definitely a lot more technical than yesterday.
A lot more technical than yesterday.
Tight and unpredictable trails like these give the black truck an opportunity to dance. 79s are renowned for this one.
And then the inevitable happened. The 79 popped up a front wheel. All right, babe, you ready?
Yeah.
And we're going up. Here we go. We're up there. She loves to pick up wheels. Now, I'm all about experiences, and the black truck is the best one to offer it too. All right, boys, who wants to see Sarah pop a wheel up in the black truck?
No.
Yeah, we got 3 votes up here.
All right, I'm backing it down, Sarah's having to drive. Last year, we got Ashton doing his first recovery. This year, Sarah's going to have her first time with the black truck lifting front wheels. Whatever you do, if it's going to go over, just hold on to the steering wheel. Don't do anything else. Just hold on to the steering wheel nice and tight. And if it's going to go over, let it go over.
Okay.
But it won't go over. You'll be right. Foot's on the brake.
Yeah.
It's fun to see couples working together on the trail, traveling together, and so seeing Justin and Sarah travel together is pretty inspirational. My wife loves to travel as well, and in my experience, girls like to get with it just as much as the guys. You know, they might take a little time to get, you know, used to it, but once they do, man, they're game on. You're going to be fighting over the driver's seat.
Now, a little bit right now, and it'll start to pop up now. Ready? There you go. There you go. She's up.
So I thought I'd be all good, felt that wheel go up in the air, and oh, that was not right.
You want another one? That was only a little one. You want to go again?
A little one.
Put the clutch in. Put the clutch in. Now just roll it back on the brake. Leave it in first. A little bit left hand down. A little bit left hand down. Yep. Yeah, it'll start picking up now, babe. There you go. Slow it down there. Slow it down there. Now a little bit left hand down. A little bit left hand down.
So I just touched the brake, and before I knew it, that bonnet was up in the air.
All right, she's got a wheel up. There you go, you're up there. Reverse is heaps worse than forward.
Okay, so what do I do now?
Okay, so now turn it a little bit right hand down. As she starts backing back down, I could feel that front wheel coming up and up, and it got on that hairy line. The boys jumped straight into it and made sure she was nice and safe. Well, we're up. That's good.
We're a long way from nowhere up here, and recovery of a tipped over vehicle would be a huge undertaking, and we just don't want that today, so we're gonna play it safe.
All right, ready? Now she's gonna pop up good. So once you get off that clutch, right hand down and just drive it forward. Okay. And let it lift that wheel. Come on. Don't go back anymore. You want to go forward. There you go. There you go. Right hand down. Right hand down. Good drive.
Yeah, well done, mate.
You like that?
Yeah, that was good.
That was good.
Yeah, that water in there and there. Yeah. Doesn't take much. It's the tipping point right there, I think. That was awesome.
Justin and the crew are making their way up the tight ridgelines of the Alpine Loop in Colorado. Sarah's just stolen the wheel from Justin and conquered some of the tricky trails in the black truck. As they climb closer to the summit, an obstacle appears on the road ahead.
Heading back up the trail, what do you know? A rock right in the middle of the track. And I think we've done our hard time of clearing tracks, but we're going to do it in the United States.
Got a big old boulder in the middle of the road.
A boulder?
Boulder.
A boulder.
Boulder.
I'd call that a
What do you
rock.
call it? That's a boulder.
I'd call it a rock.
I think it'd crush you.
Coming across a big rock on the trail like that is actually pretty common. It happens because of the freeze-thaw effect that happens in the mountains. The ice builds up and freezes and contracts over time, and it loosens rock. And eventually, this guy was loosened up on the cliff and found himself in the middle of the road.
Do you want to try and move it?
Justin, you can do it.
Nope. Not on my own.
We can try. Let's try.
Let's give it a go.
And if it starts going, we go all the way. Yeah,
okay.
If we can.
All right, ready?
Yeah, watch
One,
your feet.
2, 3. Oh, no. You know what I'm not doing this trip? I'm not spending the next week in bed.
Yeah.
Let's winch it out.
Okay.
Yeah? Now, we've got a pretty experienced crew. This isn't the reason we wanted to pull the winches out, but at least we got to use it. How do you want to do it?
Snatch block off of this rock here. Hopefully it'll hold.
Off of this ledge here?
Yeah.
The only way we're getting this rock out of the road, someone's going down the hill. As I look around at all the boys, all eyes are on me. My military experience, this is gonna come in handy.
Justin definitely knows his way around a winch, and during his recent time in Arnhem Land has proven the capabilities of the winches in the Megatourer and the Super Ram. Maybe this time though, the Americans will add a little winching flair.
Are we going to put bets on whether we're going to pull that one or this one? First.
50-50. Yeah, I think we'll pull this one.
You think?
Yeah.
Everyone's clear. Stand back. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, that's not happening.
We tried to play it safe and use a rock right at the top of the hill. It wasn't big enough, started pulling it out. Let's re-angle this winch. There's a bigger rock down the hill.
All right, that's our next choice, huh?
If that one's on really loose and it slips.
Yep. That one's bigger than that one, though.
Yeah, and it might pull the whole system down.
Right. And then we might have two go down. And then we get a strap hung up down the bottom. And then we got a problem.
Then we got real problems.
Well, I thought we had enough of clearing roads in Arnhem Land.
No, I think the rock just went there just for you to clear the road.
What is it with us and clearing roads?
You're pretty good at it.
I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting back and watching. I'll see how they do it up here.
Thank goodness we had the ability to remove that rock, and we took it on as a challenge.
All right, stand back over that way,
Yeah,
babe.
I'm going high.
Yep, it's like an anchor. Oh, the big one's moving.
It's working.
It's working.
Little by little.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah. And when you have steel cable.
And when you have steel cable, there's a lesson there. Because I don't run steel cable. I run rope on everything.
Well, there you go. You can teach an old dog new tricks. The steel cable on the ram withstands the sharp and harsh rocky ledge, and the boulder or the rock, whatever, the obstacle's cleared from the road.
Enough for scaling hills, we got the summit to reach.
So it's fun to get the winch out.
Well, that's our good deed done for the day, I think.
Yeah, that way the next crazy people that come up here in full-size trucks can get past.
As the Alpine Loop trail begins to open up, the convoy continue their journey toward the summit. As the altitude climbs, the terrain changes, and the crawling speeds allow the crew to soak it all in. This is nothing short of spectacular.
Colorado is definitely home to some of the most amazing, truly epic mountains that North America has to offer, especially the mountains that you can drive in. Once you get above what we call tree line, which is around between 8,000 and 10,000 feet, everything changes. It becomes like a really high alpine type of terrain, and it's rocks and real short shrubs and grass, and the animals change, and just the feel of the mountains becomes more, I don't know, almost enchanting and powerful.
I hope you guys don't take this for granted, man, because this is epic.
I know I use that word a lot, but this is epic.
It really is epic, and it never gets old. And I'm a mountain guy, so I just love spending any time I can in the mountains, especially the high alpine stuff. This is good living right here.
Seriously, I've never seen anything like this before in my life, man. This is like another planet.
And being able to approach the summit and going through all the deep cutout snow, that you can kind of see what winter was like up here, and then now you're reaching towards the top.
Matt, does this ever get old for you, buddy?
No, not at all. I mean, even come every year, do the same trails, it's still, every year's magic.
How high are we now, buddy? 157. 157. We got about 650 feet more to go to the moon.
And is the summit right on top of that peak up there that I can see?
Yeah, so the summit of Engineer Pass is called O, like OH point.
Because that's basically all you can say when you get there. Yeah, well, I think this is going to be another one of those moments today, man. I can feel it coming.
Coming up the switchbacks to the top of Engineer and knowing what's around the corner when you finally get there, it never gets old. I mean, you can come 100 times and you always see something different or see it through a different viewpoint. And it was really special this time to get to come up and share a place that I love and that's special to me with, my distant family from Australia.